Hello, children. Today, let us start in detail about the circulatory system of blood in human. If you take heart as it is in the form of a specimen, we cannot see the internal structure, the anatomy. For which, what we have to do, we have to cut from the top to the bottom. This is called ventricle section. If we cut ventrically, we can see the anatomy in greater detail. Let us start bit by bit. You can see the ventricle section bit by bit. I will tell you two things you have to remember. There are two types of vessels. Vessels which bring blood from the body to the heart. They are called veins. Another type of vessels, they take blood from the heart to the body. They are called artery. Here we have two types of blood vessels. Vessels which bring blood first to the heart. Let us start from here, right side. There are four chambers in human heart. Upper chambers are called atrium. One, if it is one. If it is two, it is called as atria. Lower chamber, ventricle or ventricles. I will start from the right hand side here. First one, this is left atrium, right atrium. Left ventricle and then right ventricle. One more difference. Always you can see left, the chambers towards left side which receive oxygenated blood. They are smaller compared to the deoxygenated blood chambers. This is the technical point. Now I will write. First one, blood enters. Pure blood. This is called oxygenated blood. Through pulmonary veins. And they enter into the left auricle. At the same time, deoxygenated blood, impure blood, enters into right auricle through superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Now, I will write once again. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Through these are veins, impure blood, deoxygenated blood enters into right auricle. Now the auricles are full. This is the first step. Second step, what happens? When auricles contract, what happens to that blood? It cannot go back. Therefore, it enters from the left atrium to the left ventricle through bicuspid wall. What do you mean by this wall? There is only one way entry. Blood flows from left atrium to left ventricle. Vice versa, it cannot go back because walls are present. And towards the right auricles, right atrium, deoxygenated blood enters from right atrium to right ventricle. This is second step. Here, between right atrium and right ventricle, the valve, it is called TCB. tricuspid valve. Finally, what happens when auricles are full with two types of blood? Left hand side, pure blood, oxygenated blood. Right hand side, deoxygenated blood, impure blood. Now, what happens? When ventricles contract, pure blood from left ventricle enters into aorta and goes to all parts of the body. At the same time, impure blood or deoxygenated blood from right ventricle enters into pulmonary artery. Through this pulmonary artery, blood, this is called pulmonary artery. Directly it goes to lungs for purification. This is all about the circulatory system in human. Last point, as you have seen, this heart is enclosed in a membrane. That membrane is called pericardial membrane. In case of human beings, this pericardial membrane is double walled. In between the two membranes, there is a liquid. That liquid is called pericardial fluid. What is the function of this pericardial fluid? It acts like shock absorber. Even if you jump from a height, nothing happens to the heart. That pericardial fluid acts like shock absorber and the heart will remain in the same place. Now we will go back to here. I have written explain circulatory system in man. How are you going to write the entire system? You can write in 3 lines. Just 3 lines. First one, I will take oxygenated blood, pure blood. I will write in short form, oxygenated blood from lungs to left atrium through pulmonary veins. First line. Second line, at the same time, deoxygenated blood from not lungs, from body to right atrium through superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Now the auricles are full. Left auricle has received blood, left atrium has received blood, right atrium also has received blood. This is oxygenated blood and this one is deoxygenated blood. What happens? This is the first step. Now, when auricles contract, the atrium, the atria, single atrium, plural atria, when these two atria, that is contracts, what happens? From left auricle, left atrium, oxygenated blood enters into left ventricle through bicuspid valve. I will write that. Oxygenated blood from left atria enters into left ventricle through bicuspid valve. At the same time, deoxygenated blood. Here you can see this deoxygenated blood, it enters into from right atrium to right ventricle through tricuspid valve. So deoxygenated blood from right atrium, enters into right ventricle through tricuspid valve. This is the second step and last step. Finally, we can conclude from here. Here, this one is bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve has two openings. Tricuspid valve has three openings. Now, finally, when ventricles contract, here lies the entire practicality. From right ventricle, blood goes outside for purification to lungs. This one is called pulmonary artery. Now here it enters. At the same time, pure blood, that oxygenated blood from left ventricle through aorta to all parts of the body. Now I will write that. Deoxygenated blood from right ventricle enters into pulmonary artery to lungs for purification. At the same time, pure blood, oxygenated blood from left ventricle from here enters into aorta to body. This is all about the explanation of circulation of blood in human. You can write in 3 lines. The entire 1.5 page topic you can finish in 6 lines. Provided you should know step by step what are all the things, where from the blood comes, through what, how it, and where it has entered. Afterwards, second phase and final phase. These 3 points, if you understand, hope you can write well the circulatory system in math.